Okay, welcome to the weekly webinar of Nimbus Capital. So I think most of you have been here for this webinar already, so I won't go through all the introduction and things like that. So let's start off with the fund flow. So this is the fund flow for Singapore's market, and so this fund flow is for the previous week, not this week. It's the previous week where STI went up like a lot. So let me show you on the chart. So that fund flow is for this week, this particular week. Okay, so it's not this week. So you can see that the blue line is the institutional or the big banks and investment fund, and you can see that the institutional, right, it shoot up above the 0 to the positive range. Actually, they are positive for 300 for last week. And one important thing is that we have not had a positive 300 for institutional since all the way back like January like that, or even way back in November. So this is something actually quite a significant event, I will say. So we can start to see that the big funds are start to flowing into the Singapore market already. And on the other hand, you can also see that the retail fund has dropped to negative 450. So this is even more significant, mainly because we have not seen retail fund negative all the way back since like June of 2019. So what we are essentially seeing here is that there is an exchange of fund from the so-called the weak holders, which are the retail holders, to the institutional holder. But of course, this is last week, so we can't really do much with this information. But on Monday, right, the fund flow for this week will come out, and if we can see that more institutional funds are coming in and more retail funds are going out, right, we can really sort of safely say that the Singapore market is going to go up in midterms lah. But of course, when I say this, you don't simply close eye and jump and buy in, because this is more on a long term, more of a macro perspective. So of course you will still start to see things like slight retracement, then go up, slight retracement, go up, but you don't go and all in everything and then retrace a bit, then you come and tell me, hey, you say market will go up, how come drop like 30 point? It won't go up in a one straight line. When I say it will go up in a like up down that kind of manner lah. But of course, with all the retail fund coming in, right, I do somewhat hope and expect to see a higher high. Hopefully this previous high at 2850 being broken, and hopefully we can revisit the 3000 level lah. Okay, so this is for the fund flow, and you can, on the right side, you look at the institutional fund flow. You can actually see that I mean, every time I feel that it's bottom, it go further down, but right now I do really feel that due to this plus 300 institutional fund flow, right, I do hope that this will start to reverse up lah. Let's look at the straight time index fund flow also. So we can see here that this is not so much. We have a positive also 309 for institutional into the STI fund, and the last time is, of course, the last time we had this level is way back in May like that lah. So this year May. So it is still quite pretty recent lah. Mainly because the STI fund flow data, we don't really have so much. There's only a bit of STI fund flow data, so we can't really compare so much lah. So with that said, right, Monday to summarize, Monday when the fund flow come out, we will look at it, and if we see that the retailer are still continue to sell, whereas the institutional are buying, right, then we do have a good coming months ahead of us lah, hopefully. Okay, so with all that said, let's of course look at the STI itself. What you can see here is that last week was an extremely bullish week. We have like 4 days of up, and it rested on a Friday lah. But this week we have like Monday and Tuesday we have very good bullishness, but on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday it is resting lah. Okay, so when this resting phase come, right, you can see a lot of people in a lot of forum asking, hey, how come rate lah, what lah, is it going to fall back down lah? There's a lot of like outcries lah. But if you just relax, take a step back and look at it, right, you can see that it has been really fast and furious for the past about 6-7 days, and it is of no surprise that at least market need to rest lah. If it continue to choke up a lot, right, then it is a problem, because if it has a very sharp recovery, right, it is most likely a short sell covering. It's not real buying, it's not a sustainable buying, but rather short sell covering, and you will start to see price come back down sharply like that. So actually a sharp recovery is not really a good thing. Also, the fact that it is resting a bit here is a good sign lah. So the reason why it is resting is mainly also because we have the previous resistance at 2711, that area. So because it is as the resistance, right, seller are coming in, we have all the supply coming in, and because we have all the supply coming in, right, all the institutional fund, they are not going to blindly push through a resistance with all the selling. It is not profitable for them. So what these big boys does is they just let the price stay there. They don't do anything. They just let the price stay there at the resistance. So if a lot of sellers start to come in, right, then they don't push already. They just let the price fall back. So if let's say next week, right, there is still a lot of seller present, right, price will fall back a bit. The big boys won't push, because why push into a lot of selling? So they just let the price fall. Then once price fall until a substantial amount and they see that, okay, no more seller ready, then they will start to push. That's why in an uptrend, right, you will always see a retracement, because no big fund is going to push so much in one go. At certain stage, right, there will be seller, and when the seller come in, the smart money will let the market rest, let those weak holder, the weak players sell off. And when the weak players sell off, right, it's actually an opportunity for them to buy back cheaper also. That is why in no matter what kind of uptrend, right, you will always see retracement, because the market need to have an opportunity to sell also before it can go even higher. So try not to panic too much about this. Try not to go, I mean, if you are not in STI like here or here, right, there's no point to go in here right now lah. So just let the market rest a bit, and if it does come down, then let it come down. But if it break out, right, you can actually buy the breakout, and hopefully we can get to 2840 level lah. So let's look at all the, so before we start to look at some of the counters, right, let's look at the three big banks first. So actually today I have no Hong Kong counters, mainly because I look through most of them, right, like not much of potential I see lah. Not I mean, there is a lot of potential, but there is not much that which you can take a safe trade lah, I would say. I think Xiaomi was doing quite good past 2 weeks, but let's take a quick look. Actually Xiaomi was doing okay, quite okay. So let's come back to Xiaomi later. Okay, let's look at DBS. So firstly, DBS, you can see DBS extremely bullish, but last week, all 4 days, it is taking a rest. During the Monday and Tuesday, it shoot up a lot lah, but after Tuesday all the way onward is trying to take a rest. So you can see that when price falls, right, when price fall, it is falling with a very low volume. So it is retailer selling. It's retailer selling. That's why it's falling with low volume, and because they are selling, right, the smart money doesn't want to go and push into this selling lah. I mean, why would they want to? It is not really a profitable venture for them, so they just let the selling happen lah. But as long as the price can manage to stay above 23.5, right, this level here, right, we can have like a retracement here. You can buy lower, then hopefully it can break out, it can hit back to $25 lah. I'm hoping around $25 lah. Okay, so because now that the selling is happening, right, what you can actually expect for in the coming week is that maybe you might see Monday and Tuesday not much movement happening, because the market, the smart money is still testing the market. But somewhere from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, once the selling run dries, then it will shoot up. That is one scenario. Or the other scenario is there are still selling happening, and the selling is quite overwhelming. Because it is overwhelming, right, smart money doesn't want to push really. if that's the case, right, price can fall back even further. So the key thing here is when you see this kind of phase in the uptrend where price is resting, you don't go and buy into this kind of this kind of cluster lah. Mainly because what? Because you are essentially gambling ready, because price can either come down very fast and retrace, or it can continue to go up lah. If it go up, then you are in the profit, but if it comes down, right, then you are probably stuck at the top. And it's like you are saying, oh, price can come down, go up, like might as well don't say anything. But the thing is, if you buy here, you are going to stuck at the top. If you buy if you bought maybe somewhere at here, right, you are not really stuck at the top, because you are still in quite a good entry position lah. If let's say you bought here and price retrace, and then it found some support here and managed to go back up, right, you are actually in a very good position. It's good to be stuck here rather than be stuck here. So the entry that you go in is also quite important lah. So what you can actually do is let the price be, leave it alone. If it continue to shoot and break out above 24.5, right, then you can buy the breakout. Or if it retrace, let it retrace and wait for it to found a support, and then you buy the support. So these two options are way better than going in at the current price. Let's look at OCBC also. Okay, so OCBC, I would say not as bullish as DBS, mainly because DBS is out of the resistance already, whereas OCBC is still below. So perhaps it can still go up and it will get stuck here before it start to retrace lah. So in a way, same thing. OCBC is also, you can see a few sideways candle coming out, it start to rest. So same analysis at DBS lah. Okay, let's look at UOB also. UOB also somewhere at this resistance here. It has another resistance at the top here. So hopefully it managed to go up to 23 lah. But as it is right now, right, you can also see that UOB is resting ready. So you either wait for the next breakout, or you wait for the retrace. The retrace will probably go to 20.5 like that. So for UOB case, right, sometimes you have to ask yourself and make a decision for yourself really. Don't always blindly listen and just follow what everyone says. So for example, let's say price sideways here and then it break out, right? If it break out and then you go and chase the breakout, you will realize that if you chase here, the next resistance is at 23.8, very near. And if you chase here, your stop loss, a very safe stop loss, not anyhow put stop loss, a really strategic stop loss, right, will be around 21. So if you ask yourself, if this breakout and I chase, this stop loss and this DP, right, it is not really a profitable trade. So what you want to do is, maybe if you are going for a short-term trade or what, right, you might not want to trade DBS, but rather you will want to, you might not want to trade UOB, but you will want to go for DBS because it is actually broken out of resistance already. So sometimes try to sort of think all this for yourself, like in terms of where you will put your stop loss and where is your potential TP, and ask yourself, is this stop loss worth the TP? If it's not worth, right, then you simply don't chase. So these are all the three banks. So let's look at some of the local counters. There's quite a lot of local potential actually. So number one, right, Franken. Franken, you should all see already. I just posted just now only at 7 p.m. So you go look at the post, okay? For more, more information lah. But the main thing that I want to say about Franken is that you can see there's a very established support here at 0.935. So if you all remember, right, if you all do remember, my initial call for Franken came around this candle. We actually write this whole thing, we TP here, and then now it's going back for second round. So now that it has a second round, right, it also established that this is actually a very strong support, which is why, right, if you look at my post, the stop loss is below the support at 0.915. So the stop loss is at 0.915, somewhere around here. This is the stop loss. So when you are making this kind of trade, right, it is very, very important that your stop loss is strategically placed below the support. Because if your stop loss is anywhere above the support, price can actually come back down, take out your stop loss, and then continue to go back up like that. So you cannot be very stingy, like you want to chase this candle, and then you place your stop loss at like $1. So what happened is, it can come back down and it can hit your stop loss, and it can continue to go up. So this happened in high peak, because this is very it's a very real example, because it happened to one of my friend. I'm not sure if I shared this last week, because I always share this news. We both enter here and here, and then we got this trade lah. And then I got another friend who entered here, who wanted to chase, because he saw me enter. He saw me and my another friend enter here, and he wanted to chase here. So I told him that, okay, if you want to chase here, it's fine, but your stop loss need to be around $1. But he said that because he chased high, right, he cannot afford such a high stop loss. He want a tighter stop loss, so he go and put the stop loss like here at 1.18. So what happened is that price go up a bit, he's in the profit, very happy. Then after that, price came down and take out his stop loss. The moment price took out his stop loss, right, it chong all the way up. Then he will cry and say, oh, like market unfair lah, like he's not fated lah, he jinx lah, this lah, that lah. But the root cause is you were stingy with your stop loss. So regardless of whatever stock you are trading, right, you should never ever be stingy with your stop loss. Make sure it is strategically placed. This is the keyword. It must be strategically placed. If you feel that the stop loss is too far from your entry and you are going to lose a lot of money, if let's say the stop loss hit, it is very simple. You simply buy lesser lot sizing. Buy lesser lot. Instead of going like 10,000 share, you go for 5,000 share. Then your stop loss can be like twice as wide already lah, for the same level of risk. And if you feel that by going lesser number of shares, you are going to get hit with a very high commission, right? Then it simply means that you don't have enough capital to trade this counter. Go and trade a cheaper counter instead, because high P is actually a $1 counter. It's quite expensive counter lah. And Franken also is actually quite expensive counter. So always think from all this kind of perspective. So I don't want to come here and tell you buy this, buy that, buy this, buy this, but at least every session I want to share my thought process, why certain stop loss are placed certain way, and why it is important that you adhere to them, and at least you learn something every webinar, instead of just going for, oh, what should I trade. And another reason why I feel Franken is also quite a good counter is mainly because you can see that every time price move up, right, the volume behind the price move up is quite high. You can see the big green candle, but whenever price retrace, the volume are always very low. It means that there's a lot of accumulation that is happening at this support. Each time price hit here, right, it shoot up. Price hit here, it shoot up. So suppose once price have accumulated enough here, right, I feel that eventually it can break out of this resistance and go back to 1.25 like that. So the strategy that we are aiming for Franken is whenever price come back down to support, we sort of buy. But we don't want to blindly buy at the support as well. We want to see at least this kind of green candle come in, and then we buy. And hopefully we will be able to get the part where we price break out of the resistance and go to 1.25. So we want this trade lah. But in order to get that trade right, you have to be patient lah. You must have the holding power. You cannot today buy, then tomorrow expect this kind of breakout trade. So while you are in this trade, right, price can go sideways here before it eventually broke out. So price can go sideways here. So to make sure that you don't get hit, you don't get stopped out by this sideways movement, right, your stop loss need to be below the support. Hence, the trade setup is set this way. So this is your support. So what I normally do is, I get in, let's say if I'm going into this trade, I will just go into this trade. I place my stop loss at 0.9 or 0.915. And then I just let it be lor. I don't care about already. I don't every day go and say, hey, why not going up lah, this lah, that lah. I just let it be. I just do my own thing. Then eventually one day, once it broke through, and then you will start to hear me posting on Facebook, say, hey, do you follow my post? It has broken through. But most of the time, people, they got impatient. They prematurely stop out, or they put their stop loss wrongly. They are not in the trade ready. So you have to sort of adhere to all these stop loss lah. So let's continue. Next one is China Sunshine. China Sunshine, same thing. I just posted also. Please see the post for all the levels lah. China Sunshine, just posted only. Okay. So China Sunshine is a extremely good breakout. Actually, this counter came out in my scanner on Thursday. So I always run my scanner at the end of the day. So my scanner will throw out all these counter last. So Thursday it came out already, but I didn't really post on Thursday mainly because it is quite near the resistor. I was quite afraid that it will hit the resistor and then come back down. But on Friday, right, it broke through. So that's why I only post it now lah, because I was waiting for the Friday price. So now that it has breakthrough, right, there is quite a good momentum going, and we can see that there's like some kind of there's some kind of higher low forming ready. So we do have quite a good momentum ahead for maybe 525 like that lah. So I believe this is a good trade setup for coming week also. China Sunshine, you can see here. Okay, next one, Intel Cement. So Intel Cement, okay, this one is a very fast and furious trade. So you saw me post this up like on Monday like that, and then Monday or Tuesday, I forgot already. I think Monday, and then I Monday enter, and then within Tuesday I took profit. So I enter like 0.72, and then I took profit around 0.85. So mainly I give the profit target at 0.85, right? So whenever you see a profit target being given, what you do is that you set an alert. If you have poem or whatever, right, then use poem to set your alert. Or if you have trading view, right, what you can do is you can simply like come to this stock, then go to 0.85 here, then you set this alert here, then you can set alert. Okay, so at the alert here, I have alert for Intel Cement already. Then what you can do is you can go and click this notify on app. So you download the trading view app, and then you select notify on app. So whenever this level is reached, right, your handphone app will give you an alarm to saying that this has reached the TP price. Then once you receive the alarm, you go into your brokerage, and then you do a market selling order lah. So to make sure that you don't miss the TP. So because I keep hearing a lot of people miss the TP lah, miss the entry lah, this lah, that lah. So you need to come up with a proper system for yourself to ensure that you don't miss your TP window, and the most important is you don't miss your stop loss window. That's the most important one. So the question here is, now that price have come back down to the initial level where I placed the buy setup, right? Is it still worth to go in? So my answer is not really, mainly because the rally have happened and the selling have happened. So in order for price to go a second round, right, there need to be buying coming in at this level. But right now, there isn't any candle to show that buying is coming in. So whether or not you can go in, the answer is too early to tell. We let a few more candle come out first, and if let's say there's a good opportunity to buy in, and then I will definitely sort of post it out on Facebook lah, or on my Patreon. But the thing is, this kind of counter, you need to be very careful, because whenever I post it out, right, I'm usually in the position already. I will enter first, and then I will post. So penny counter tend to move very fast. So I don't really like to post penny counter on Patreon, because by the time I post, by the time you see it, maybe the price run don't know where already. So I only post this because it was on a Friday the other time, so you can actually enter Monday morning. So there is still some time for you to enter. But if it runs in the middle of the trading session, like noon time, right, I will not post it, because it is very bad for you all. I don't want you all to see my post 1-2 hours later, chase the price, and then end up making a loss. Next one is Hosen. Same as Intel Cement. Hosen also ran up quite in a similar manner as Intel Cement, and right now price have come back down already. So same, my analysis is the same as Intel Cement. Now that price has come back down, right, we don't blindly buy in first. We want to wait for buying to come in. We want to see some good bullish candle with good volume, something like this, a big green candle with increasing green volume. Okay, we want that kind of sign before we start to buy in. So always remember, when price go back to support, do not immediately buy in, because support can be broken. We want to see signs of buying first before we buy. Next one, JAFAR. Okay, JAFAR, I'm not sure if I have JAFAR. Let me check. Do I have JAFAR? No, I don't think I have JAFAR posted, but it is one of the counter that went up very high also. And right now, what you can see is JAFAR is actually at the resistance already. For those who are wondering, JAFAR did show up quite a bit on my scanner also, but I didn't really buy it, mainly because back then there were other, I would say, more potential. But of course, right now in hindsight, right, JAFAR was definitely a good trade lah. But back then, when I look at it, I was thinking, maybe couldn't go up so much. Mainly because the first time JAFAR came out on my scanner is this candle. Sorry. The first time JAFAR came out on my candle was this candle. Then I thought to myself, very near resistance, most likely cannot lah. Then I go and buy other counter. Then the next time JAFAR came out was this candle. Then I thought to myself, it's quite near the resistance already. I think better lah. Then after that it go up some more. And right now it's the same thing again. JAFAR came out on my scanner, but right now it is near this resistance. So it's like if you, it's a very deja vu thing. I feel that if I chase on Monday, it is definitely going to come back down, and I'm going to get stuck, like, because I'm a jinx lah, what lah, that kind of stuff lah. So personally for me, right, now that it has such a good run already, right, I will probably let it go lah. So this one, I'm just showing you all, not to convince you all to buy, but rather just sharing lah, that JAFAR, even though I didn't post this, it does came out on my scanner and it did have a good run lah. So I will definitely buy JAFAR if it retrace a bit lah, retrace at least back to 735 lah, come back down a bit at to 735, and of course when price hit 735, 0.735, I won't immediately buy also. I will wait for some buying candle come in, then I will buy lah. But if it's not gonna retrace, then I think I will probably just let it go, because there's a lot of other opportunity. You don't need to die chase one counter. Next one, Innotech I shared also. I'm not sure when I shared it, probably around this week. So mainly it is in a good uptrend. I think my stop loss recommended was somewhere around 0.45. So as long as your stop loss is not reached or your TP is not hit, right, just hold on to the trade. It is in an uptrend lah. It's in an uptrend, mean there will always be buyer coming in, and price will go up lah. The only important thing is to set your stop loss strategically, so that if it retrace, right, you are not cut off. So normally people buy uptrend and they always lose money, even in uptrend, is because they are stingy with their stop loss. So what can happen is, like, for example, let me show you a good example. For example, they see this breakout, they chase this counter, next day they chase this counter here, they chase this price here, and then they put the stop loss like very stingy somewhere here, and then what happened is, a few days later, their stop loss is hit, and then price continue to go up. So important thing when buying a uptrend counter is, don't be stingy with your stop loss. It is already in an uptrend, so be more strategic lah. Innotech, let's see where's my Innotech is. So Innotech came out on this red candle. So it was this candle lah. It was this particular candle. This one. Okay. Next one, high P. Okay, so high P is just now mentioned already. I have a lot of entry on high P, and my first entry was here, then my second entry was here, and I got a third entry at 1.4. So I got a third entry at 1.4, right? It chung up, right? Then right now it come back. So a lot of people who are in high P asking, hey, why how like is it going to fall back down? No, but the thing is, it retraced a bit only. It's like this retracement is almost negligible if you compare to the retracement here. So because of all the election, right, a lot of people are now very scared because of election news. But the thing is, whether election or not, this retracement is almost really nothing compared to this retracement here. And during this retracement, nobody made any noise, mainly because there was not much election news going on. So it's like sometimes don't be too hard up on all these news lah. Just trade as per your plan. Don't scare yourself. Just trade. Just trade as per your plan. You will be fine. So right now, price for high P, right, currently hovering here. So hovering at previously resistant lah, now retesting as a support. So as long as this level hold, right, there could be another rally coming up. Who knows? It's hard to tell. But if you are not in the trade yet, if you see a bullish candle coming in, you can definitely enter. But because I'm already in the trade here, right, and I also have all the previous entry from way back, right, I'm relatively safe in my position right now lah. So you just need to ensure this level is not broken down. Next one is prop next. So prop next, the initial call I think came in around here very long time ago. Then if you buy there, you probably get stuck. But if you're impatient, you won't get the rally. If you are patient, then you'll probably get this rally lah. Same thing here also. I think when price came out here, I did tell some of my friends, but it wasn't on Facebook. So we bought it here. And after we bought it here, right? I think we bought it at somewhere here. So those who stingy with their stop loss place here are gonna cut out. But if you play strategically, maybe somewhere around bottom of this candle, right, you are still in the trade. And if you are patient enough, you are getting all this stretch ready. And it's like from August until November, mid-November. So if you look at it, about August, is it November, about 3 months, 4 months, getting about 25% in 4 months. Some more prop next is a very cheap counter lah. So I think it's quite a good return lah. Okay, so the for this counter, since it has gone up really, right, you don't need to chase lah. You can look at other counters instead. For example, those that I just showed, for example, Franken, you can look at it. China Sunshine, you can give it a chase if you want also, although this one's slightly more risky lah. For it's more for the advanced trader who are quite experienced with your risk management. I believe high P is also still okay. You can still wait for the strong bull candle to come in. And of course, the other one is Innotech lah. I think Innotech should be able to still run up some more. Okay, so let's look at some of the blue chip counters, because blue chip has been doing quite well in the past 2 weeks. We have STI went up like 90 points, or maybe 19 points in one single session, and it is up like 200 points, 200 to 300 points, I believe. So the first one is okay, this is SOMEPOWER, no? Okay, yeah. I have not gone through SOMEPOWER yet, so let's go through SOMEPOWER also. I think SOMEPOWER is in one of my recommendation here also. There's SOMEPOWER 11 November. So the reason why SOMEPOWER, I believe SOMEPOWER is good is mainly because it has broken out of a very long-term resistance. This resistance has been there for like 2 years, and price actually poked through this resistance. And of course, last week candles, last week seems like not coming back down like that, but you can see here that price is actually resting also. As I say, whenever price hit a resistance, right, it tend to rest there a bit to let the selling come in. Once the selling is over, it will continue to go up higher. So if you are in this trade as per this analysis, right? If you are in this trade as per this analysis, stick to the stop loss at 60 cents, 0.600. You stick to that stop loss. If you are stingy with your stop loss, right, you will definitely be gonna caught before it go back up. But of course, let's say price really go and hit your stop loss, then please do exit. Don't further ship your stop loss down already. Okay, next. Okay, so let's look at the blue chip counters. Okay, Singtel, although I sort of shit on Singtel around a lot, right? Actually, for the past 2 weeks, it is showing some kind of bullishness lah. I believe it can go to 2.5 like that, but as I said, it won't go in a one straight line. So you wait for some retrace. By the retrace, it is much safer rather than to chase. If you chase, right, most likely you are going to get stuck there lah. Another one is Comfort Delgro. Okay, Comfort Delgro also recovering quite a bit, but I don't really like Comfort Delgro, mainly because it is quite near the resistance. But of course, if it broke out, you can definitely buy the breakout, and then you can try to TP around 1.668, 1.69 like that. I think this area is quite a good place to quite a good trade to catch there. And another one is okay, Thai beverage. Where's Thai beverage? Okay, Thai beverage. I think among all the counters, Thai beverage seems like the more I would say more potential, a better choice. You have your TP, you can TP around 0.725, but you can see that price is resting a bit. So hopefully it retraces to 0.64 like that, and you can buy the 0.64 to 0.725. Because if you chase here, right, the potential profit is not a lot, and if price fall, right, then you are probably stuck here for quite some time, and you must be able to hold. Okay, so I think these are the three blue chip counters that are quite good. If you want to go for very long term, you are looking for value, you are looking for dividend, you just want to hold long, very safe, right? The counter that you can actually buy is ST Engineering. ST Engineering is one of the counters that I personally have as part of my picking up the durance lah. I do actually have ST Engineering when price was like somewhere around 3.3 like that. I pick it up to keep for long term. The reason why I say ST Engineering is good for long term is nothing to do with technical, but a bit on the fundamentals. So I'll just explain briefly. Mainly ST Engineering profits and revenue, right? It is still the same as how it was pre-COVID. In fact, the revenue is going up, their profit is also going up. So the fact that everything business is still as usual, but price is extremely cheap around this level, it is good. It is the good time to sort of stock up. So you could be asking, okay, if price is cheap, then why? I mean, if the business is still as usual, then why did the price drop so fast, so much? Mainly because of few things. ST Engineering is part of a lot of index, a lot of funds. So when big funds, right, like unit trust, STI ETF, MSCI, so ST Engineering is part of these funds. So whenever there's a huge crash like this happen, a lot of people will cash out on their fund. A lot of fund manager will sell these unit trusts. So when they sell, right, even though maybe they don't mean to sell ST Engineering, but they need to sell the fund as a whole, right? ST Engineering is also affected, mainly because it is part of some other fund that is lumped together with things like Keppel SIA all these were affected very bad. So even though ST Engineering is not really affected, it gets sold off as well, mainly because it is part of those funds. So you can actually make use of this kind of situation to get the counter at very cheap and the business is still improving. And not only that, at the current price, the dividend is around 4.5%, I believe, and they earn enough to sustain their dividend, and I think they have been increasing their dividend over the years and they have not reduced their dividend due to this COVID-19. So in a way, it is an extremely defensive counter that is good to hold if you are looking for long term. Of course, you don't need to jump in at the current price just because I say you can buy. You don't need to throw all your money here. You can always buy a bit here, then maybe each time it retraces to the support, you can buy some more. If it retraces, you can buy some more. So try to spread out your buy. Okay, it's okay. A bit not my forte to touch on the fundamental side, but I do believe it has a good recovery coming days ahead before we end, right, let's look at a bit of US counter. So Levi is one of the counter that I suggested, mainly because back when I recommend this counter, it was broken out of this resistance here and now it is still staying above there. So it'll, like I say, it is hovering around the resistance to test for seller. If no seller coming, it will shoot up. So as long as you stick to my recommended stop loss, right, you will be fine. The other two counters that came out on my scanner, I haven't shown it yet. It does seems very sorry, what happened? Okay, yeah, this one. Celsius holding, it came out of my scanner. So it is very fast and furious. So if you want to chase this counter, right, you want to chase in Monday, right, your stop loss is, it has to be very, very wide. You have to be somewhere around 25.8, like 26 like that, or somewhere around here. So if you cannot afford that stop loss, right, then it is very hard for you to chase. But of course, you can pray for some retracement to happen so that your stop loss is not so wide So this one counter that I'm holding, I'm sort of looking at if you want a quick 30 trade, quick and fast trade if in the US market, but of course I think it's quite volatile Yep. So that's actually all I have for this week. So do remember that every week, right, there's actually a lot of things to trade one. You just need to go and spot them. And if you don't know how to spot them, right, always come to my Patreon. Currently it is still free, so you can like go through all the posts, and you can always come to this scanner, and within this scanner, right, you can see all the counters that I posted. For example, you can see in Singapore, there's Intel, Siemens, there's Hosan, Hanwell, ST Engineering, even ST Engineering came out, DBS came out. So of course, this scanner, right, it is just the scanner result. So you do actually need to go in one by one to see which is actually good, which is not so good, because the scanner is just scanning out certain criteria lah. You cannot simply close your eye and buy whatever here, but instead of going through like 100 over counters, right? Now you just need to go through like maybe 10 over 14 over counters and pick one lah. So actually this is on November 20, 10 of November. So counters like SAT and Thai beverage actually came out on the 10th already. So let's say let's say if we look at SATs, right? Let's say if we look at SATs, if you follow this, right, if you manage to keep a good track of this, right, if you manage to look at this scanner, and let's say you see sets here, right, and then you manage to sort of take a look at sets candle, and let's say you buy, right, actually you are in quite a big profit now already. So there's a lot of things in my scanner that I personally do not catch also. So you can do yourself a favor by looking at things that I didn't post, and maybe you might find something there also. So set is only just one example. Even let's look back at Thai beverage. This came out in 10th of November. So let's look back at Thai beverage. So 10th of November, okay lah, 10th of November is still here. So it is pretty much stuck. But it does also show, it does also sort of able to pick this out, that it is actually in a good up move already. And of course other things like ST Engineering is also there. Of course Intel Siemens on the 10th, it was quite good lah, but on, I mean, the not everything here is 100% there also. So you do need to go and make sure that you look at the chart and you DYODD lah. Okay, so all this scanner is post every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So I will post one later, so you all can take a look at yourself and see what are the good stuff to trade for next coming week lah. Okay, so that's all for tonight. Have a safe and good trading in the coming week. Thank you, everyone.